Alright, now, I haven't been doing good right now because I have been sick for the entire month. First I got strep throat, then now I got this coughing because I thought this strep throat was still going on, but it's gone. I just have this cough as a side effect from getting strep throat. I don't know. It's been a rough month for me, and and I guess I haven't been doing much. I haven't been able to do things right because of that, and I thought about making a video about Gavin Newsom becoming the new governor. I'll make that later. But there's one thing I'm going to do right now. Is and this one thing I'm going to do is talk about the March for Life and the Covington High School boys. Now, back on January 18th of 2019, there was this March for Life, and what I know about the March for Life is that these people protest abortions. They protest the Planned Parenthood place, and they protest against Roe versus Wade. And one thing I can say about it is that it's mostly a pro-life movement, or anti-choice, whatever you like to call it. I, for one, am one of the pro-choice people, because sometimes it's better to have the fetus aborted, let the fetus grow up and what is a high chance of living in a fatherless household and I guess growing up to be a criminal, which is quite the worst thing a person can get in life. Now, to these pro-lifers, I would tell them this: is that you may be pro-life. Why don't we Why don't we solve the problems with fatherless households and kids being born out of wedlock and unplanned pregnancy? And maybe we can talk about pro-life stuff like ending abortions, because I think children being born out of wedlock is a bigger problem. In fact, the rise of fatherless households is kind of, I guess what I'm saying is that fatherless households are on the rise, and most of these kids are going to grow up either dropping out of school or going to jail. I mean, which that what that which that kind of happens with children that grow up without dads in their lives. But one thing about pro-life stuff, it's just a perennial wedge issue that the conservative likes to bring up, just like gun control, what the liberals and the far leftists they like to bring that up. And I'm against gun control and anti-choice stuff. But one thing I know about this year's March for Life was the March for Life Education and Defense Fund, is that the Indigenous Peoples March was happening at the same time. Now, technically, the indigenous people march is about Native Americans protesting, singing protest songs, beating drums because of injustices that happen to them. Plus, if you think about it, majority of Native Americans often live in poverty, soul-crushing poverty. And I guess they also suffer from low IQ, which means their IQ is in the mid 80s, which is the ideal IQ for people that are in poverty. Not that not that IQ's be all end all or something, but yeah, it's pretty miserable for most of them, especially on the Rosebud Reservation, which is really a very impoverished place. In fact, the most impoverished counties in the poorest county in the country is known as Ocala Lakota County. Hopefully, I said it right. The Ocala sounds like I'm butchering the name, but it's also known as Shannon County. And I guess you can see, of course, see why they're protesting. And of course, government, they've been given government hand they've been often give government handouts, which just makes things worse for them. But however, that's not what I want to talk about. Is that what I want to talk about is the situation with the Covington Catholic schoolboys. Now, what happened is that I guess the Covington Catholic schoolboys were there at the time because they were participating in the March for Life. And because of that, I guess a couple of guys from the Indigenous Peoples March came up to them. One of them happens to be Nathan Phillips, I guess a member of the Omaha tribe, and a Marine Corps vet. And I guess the kid he was beating his drum in front of was Nick Sandman. And what happened is that I guess Nick Sandman was standing there smirking because he did not know what's going on and was confused as the situation was going. I seen the video and the schoolboys seemed to be confused because some of them danced to the rhythm of the drum that Phillips was Nathan Phillips was Nathan Phillips was beating on. Some other dude came up to him and said that you should go back to Europe because you're not native to this part of the world. Like, what is being native to the United States means, or to North America? I guess these people think they're native because they crossed they crossed into North America by crossing the Beringia Strait, the piece of land called Beringia. What I'm saying is that these people think they're native because they crossed the Beringia land bridge, which you can look it up, and they've been here for 20,000 years as opposed to European Americans or other non-Native Americans who were only here for like hundreds of years or whatnot. And I guess they're not native even if they grew up in like in North America. and not in Europe. Like, I grew up in North America, not in Europe. And I guess the black Hebrew Israelites got involved as well. Now, the one thing about the black Hebrew Israelites, they've been claiming that the black people were the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. They've been doing that since the 19th century, and they also believe that the Native Americans are also the descendants of the 12, I guess, the lost tribes of Israel. Even they believe it, they kind of ridicule the Native Americans, claiming that the reason why the white man took over their land and I guess enslaved them is because they they were worshiping eagles and bears and all that shit. Not very nice thing to do, isn't it? But that's not gonna get reported because we all know. Which I guess they're referring to the Native American belief of the Great Spirit or something like Wonka Tonka. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I might have to look it up again. And what's really bad about it is not just the marching and whatnot. It was the fucking media. The media instantly saw this. When the media saw this, they instantly painted Nick Sandman an evil kid. In fact, they doxed him. They dropped out personal info and all that, and basically just ruined his life. And a lot of people on Twitter believe that this is the case. Like, he was smiling at them and he was saying, build the wall. And I saw the video and there's nothing that happened. There's nothing in the videos that said that he was chanting, build a wall. Nothing. And because of that shit, the Covington High School has been receiving death threats ever since then. People are calling in Covington High School, threatening they're going to shoot up the school, they're going to bomb the school, and all that shit. So they had to shut down their MySpace page, their website, and close up for a couple of days. Basically, the children of the students of the school had to like miss out a week's worth of schoolwork because of that. It's gonna suck for Nick Sandman because he is gonna be the main target. People are gonna want to harm him. See him walking up the street, they're gonna try to beat his ass or try to kill him. How he's gonna fucking live his life? All thanks to the fucking lamestream media who put a fucking bullseye target on him. Ugh. Now this guy named Robert Robert Barnes, who's an attorney on Fox, it basically asked all the media, the lame brain media, to apologize for what they've done, or they're gonna sue the shit out of them. The lame brain media is not gonna apologize. I say just fucking sue them. Get it, hit them where they hit them where it hurts. You know, in this case, where it hurts is their financial situation. Like, take them to the cleaners because they deserve it. Of course, these lamestream media got a fucking army of lawyers. Good luck suing those guys. And it's not gonna help. Like, how am I? And I go on Twitter and people are talking about They want to punch this kid in the face. They want to punch Nick Sandman in the face for smirking, even though he's confused, even though he was doing that because he was clueless what's going on. He did not know what's going on or anything like that because he was too busy getting yelled at by, I guess, this Indian dude, Native American guy, saying that he should go back to Europe because he stole his land. Yeah, a white man stole your land. Like I care. Like I'm gonna give a fuck about that. I got better things to do. And of course the black Hebrews fucking ridiculing them, calling them inbred sodomites or Roman sodomites or something. You know, just terrible shit. And of course the brain dead media only focused on that kid smirking, even though he was confused. The media should be shamed into apology. Sue them out of existence is what I would do, even though it's a futile attempt. And how am I supposed to convince people on Twitter that what they got from the media is lies? He was not chanting build a wall or anything like that. I guess how am I supposed to convince these flatheads on Twitter, these brain dead pieces of shit, they're calling him to be strung up and shot in the face for this because he smirked and was confused. And they believe that he fucking chanted, build the wall. Why don't, I guess I would just have to show them the video, the full video, and ask him where they chanted, where they said, build a wall. But even if I do that, still not going to convince them because they're so brain dead that they believe anything that the media tells them to believe in. Hell, they can say that Trump took a shit on Melania's chest and people will believe that even though that's not true. Of course, Trump would sue them if they did that. But you know what I'm saying. It's very despicable what they do. On OAS, Nathan Phillips says, I forgive them. What do you forgive them for what, you fuckwad? They are the ones they should be forgiving you. You're the one who should be fucking apologizing to them for trying to make them look like evil monsters and not going to the media and saying that he never said trying to correct them. Fuck you, Nathan. Yeah, you talk about you were a recon ranger in the Marine Corps. The recon ranger is in the army, I know that the recon forces in the Marines are called the recon force. And you were never in Vietnam. You were just some refrigerator repairman. That's what you are in the military, in the Marines. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah. So fuck you, and fuck you, lamestream media. And fuck you, every far leftist, and those who have resist or resistance hashtags on your Twitter description. So eat my shit. It's not fair that this kid's gonna spend the rest of his life looking behind his back in case anyone's gonna try to murder him. Plus he might have problems looking for a job in the future. Yeah, that's such fun times. Permanently unemployed. So I'm Wicked Wonka, and all I want you to do is make a comment if you have anything to say about the Covington incident, or you can like my videos on YouTube or BitChute, or follow me on YouTube and Gab. You can follow me on Twitter or BitChute. And what I'm saying is that you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and BitChute channel. Follow me on Gab, Minds, and Twitter. So I'm Wicked Wonka, signing out.